vacation. So what's your May and early June look like?
Yeah, May is a little bit slower, if there is such a thing, for me. Just because it's in between the spring semester ending and summer school beginning, like you're saying. We got players that are still around. I mean, I saw all the running backs in the weight room today. Saw Nick Carver. Most of our linemen are in town. But as far as organized team activities, we don't have any of that again until right after Memorial Day. So it's a great time for me. I'm able to do these events, which this will be number 5, I guess, that I've been to. It really allows me to kind of plan. So spent the last few days working on practice schedules for August, throughout the month of August, got those done. And the calendar for August, just a daily schedule, things we want to tweak from last year, continue to do. So it allows me to plan. And then, a little bit of downtime, just being able to play a little bit of golf, catch my breath a little bit. But it's busy, but it's maybe one of the slower months, which is still busy, but it's not as busy as June. Because once June hits, June's a grind, because every day is either camps or recruiting visits. Literally every day the first 3.5 weeks of June, I guess, or activities with our players in the months of June as well.
You talking about like the off-field, like Fort Jackson activities, those kind of things?
Yeah,
team building.
Yeah, a lot of that. We don't do a ton. I mean, we'll do about 3 days in the month of June where we'll do that stuff, just fun stuff. I think last year we did a beach volleyball tournament as a team. We did a softball home run derby as a team, stuff like that. And we'll try and do some of that this year, but really being able to get on the field with them and do the stuff that the NCAA allows us to do in June before the coaches kind of can get away for a few weeks before the season starts.
How did things kind of look with kick returner coming out of the spring? Like, who are the guys that people need to keep an eye on in that room, in that competition?
Yeah, it's 2 positions that are really, wide open. We've got a guy in Jalen Kilgore that's gone back there and returned punts. So he's kind of the security blanket that you've got a guy that's done it in games. But then there's some young guys that have exciting potential back there. It's just a matter of they haven't done it in the game for sure. So, it's you name a freshman receiver, there's a pretty good chance they've gone back there and they've caught punts. Nick Harbor's been back there catching kickoffs. Jaquel Holman's a guy that we talked about at the end of spring practice as a guy that can go back there and return kicks. So that's Joe DiCamillo spent a lot of time on that in the springtime, really trying to narrow down who some of those top guys are going to be. And we gave a lot of guys opportunities in the spring game. You saw them in the spring game, the ones that went back there for sure. We need to be better, but I'm excited about the potential back there at kick returner and punt returner, but that's still to be determined as well. But anybody you saw in the spring game catching punts or kickoffs will be guys that are certainly on the radar right now.
Shane, any further update on Faison? You getting a word maybe?
No, nothing. Nothing. Saw him in the weight room today. He was in there working hard, and again, hopefully we'll have some closure on that at some point soon.
Kind of with the freshmen, is there anyone that you feel like out of spring you feel like could be like potentially playing a ton? Like, is there anyone in particular, or is it kind of just?
I think you look at the wide receiver position, and naturally, just because of the depth that you want to have at that position, we don't want to go into a game and just play these 3 receivers every snap. I mean, we want to be able to rotate guys and be 6 deep, if you will, where you're playing at least 2 guys on the out, or 2 guys X, Z, F, if you think of it that way, in the slot and on the outside. Being able to have 2 guys at each position. So we'd like to have a depth of about 6 guys at least that we rotate in there. If we have more, that's even better. So if you say, okay, you're going to try and play 6 receivers, naturally you look at those freshman receivers. There's going to be a handful of them, if not all of them, that are going to play a lot. I feel confident saying right now that Shed Surratt, the freshman offensive lineman, put himself in position coming out of spring to play a lot. And then, beyond that, it really just kind of depends. But we're trying to get them all ready to play. There's no question about it. And how quickly they can show that we can get them out there. We want to get them out there as quick as possible. And then I think naturally, potentially kicker, as well, depending on what Max does when he comes in also.
I mean, Shane, with that, with Max, I mean, not that he's behind, I'm sure he's working everything, but he hasn't been here. How much ground do you think he can feasibly make once he comes in to get the preseason game and have a shot at this?
Yeah, I think a lot. It's not like a position. It's different for a kicker. He's not learning a system. You know, for a offensive player or a defensive player coming in, he has to learn the scheme, where to line up, what to do on that particular play. You don't have any of that at kicker. You got to know, where the ball is and get your steps right and kick it. For him, it's going to be more just the mental aspect of it, you will, kicking in a high school game and then potentially kicking in front of, however many thousand people in game 1 or 80+ thousand in Williams-Brice, game 2 and all that as well. So he's made of the right stuff, we think. I think he's got the right mentality to be able to handle that. But it's no matter what you do, you can try and put them in as many situations as you want during the summertime, but until you do it in a game, it's not real. But certainly in the summertime, from a fundamental standpoint, he'll have plenty of opportunity to work with Jody Camillus and get that aspect straight. And he's spent some time around our program around the spring game, so no worries other than the fact that it's just he's new.
If I could do the local question,
Yeah.
Coach, you're here in York County, if you don't mind, 2 quick things. The progression of Malik Clark, you mentioned a lot of those freshman wide receivers, the progression of him, and if you could maybe speak on the relationships you have with the coaches in the Tri-County with Paige and Bobby and Rock Hill, you got Lendak, and you got your guy Jake Bentley over at Nation Ford, so maybe you can expound upon that.
Yeah, Malik's been fantastic. He really came in and really solidified himself as one of those guys that we think can play a lot for us this upcoming season, and has really come in and worked hard and has high expectations for himself and has been everything that we thought he would be when he got there. So really proud of what he's done since he's gotten there, and then the relationship with those coaches are as good as it gets. They run great programs. They're great people. They're super supportive of our program and all the schools in this state. And I spent a lot of time talking to them, and I've spent a lot of time in Rock Hill recruiting, and I'm going to continue to spend a lot of time in Rock Hill recruiting based on not just the upcoming seniors, but the upcoming juniors and the upcoming sophomores as well. It's great football up here, as you know, and that starts with the great men that are leading these programs.